In today's video, we are going to be decorating the inside cover first, applying our pages, and then adding our finishing touches to the album. Now for the inside front and back cover, I am going to be piecing together some papers. So I have taken this paper here and I have just cut this right down the black frame in the center. I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to be using these two pieces here. Now I'm going to use this one on the front and I am not going to be fussy cutting around it like I did with the previous time that I used this on the pages. I'm just going to leave this a solid piece. So I am going to be placing this one here on the front of my page. So this is going to have to be 4 3/4 of an inch and it is 4 inches wide. So 4 3/4 of an inch up and down. So the height is going to be 4 3/4. And I want these flowers to mostly be in here. Now I can't do it to this flower because then I will lose my frame. So I am going to just place this here and then I will be cutting this off and then I'll cut this down here. I am going to remove the center portion here. So I will fussy cut around that white flower to remove this section because I am going to use this frame. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. This one is going to go here. So I'm going to place this one all the way at the bottom and I am going to cut this at 4 3/4 and then cut out the center section here for this frame. Now this is upside down, I do realize that, but I'm going to leave it that way because I like the look of it and how I plan to do this page. Now once I have these pieces cut, I will need to use the corner rounder on the right 2 corners on this piece and the left 2 corners on this piece. Now for my front piece, I did cut the slit here as well. This is where I'm going to slide my photo in. So I'm going to adhere all of this top portion down, this portion to the left, the bottom portion, and this piece here. And then this will be open so that then I will have my little slot to place my photo mat. And my little photo mat measures just slightly over 3 inches by 2 1/4 inches, and that's going to go in there. So I'm going to start with that piece. And I have done the same thing with my back piece here. So I have cut the right side of the frame. I'm going to adhere this top portion, this left side, and the bottom portion down, and then leave that open for my photo mat. This measures just a little tiny bit more than 3 1/2 by 2 1/2, and I'll slide that right down in there. Now, once these frames are on, I'm going to take this paper. I have already cut it, so I've cut from this piece here, but from the back side. This I have cut 5 inches by 4 3/8 of an inch. Now with that piece, I have cut all of these little strips. I have 13 of these that are going to go here in all of these parts of the hinge. So any of the flat parts, the only part that is not going to get one is the pieces that we have the mitered corners on, because that's where my pages are going to go. I'm going to place one piece here on the spine and one piece here on the spine as well. Once these pieces are covered, I've got that piece again. I'm going to be cutting now this part here. I've cut this to 4 3/4 of an inch. Now I'm going to cut 2 pieces, one for here and one for here. This first piece I'm going to cut to 3 3/4 of an inch. Once I have that piece cut, I'm going to round the 2 left-hand corners, and then I'm going to place this here on this side of the page. Next, I have my other piece that measures 4 inches, and I'm going to be rounding the corners on the right-hand side. So I have to decide which way I like the look of this better, if I want it to be here like this, or if I want it to be like this. And I think I like this way better, so I'm going to round these corners and adhere that piece down. Now for the front cover, I have this frame. I removed the center section. I only have this frame and this one left, so I'm going to be using both of them. This one I'm going to be placing here, And then I have a white mat. It measures 3.5 by 3, and it is going to go in here. And since these sides are so thin, it's going to go in here, and I'm not going to adhere down either side when I adhere this mat down. I'm only going to adhere that thin top and then this bottom portion. But before I adhere that down, I'm going to take my floral piece from my die cuts, and I'm going to overlap it from just a little bit on that one, and then I'm going to overlap it on this frame here so that I know where to place this frame. Once I have this piece where I want it, I'm going to mark right where this needs to go, and then I'm going to adhere that down, leaving both sides open for that photo to slide underneath. Once I have the frame on, I'm very carefully going to slide this under here. And then I'm going to take this piece, and I'm only going to adhere the portions that are on the paper, not the white mats. And then I also have this piece from my die cuts that I'm going to layer in here as well. So I think I might layer it maybe right here. Now for the back cover, I will be using this frame. I'm going to be placing this frame up here. I have my white photo mat that's 3 3/8 by 3 1/4. That's going to go in here. And then I have my flower piece here. I'm going to take that out for just a minute. And I'm going to arrange this maybe like that. And then I have this camera piece, and I'm going to adhere that up here at the top. Now for this one, I am going to adhere down this left side and the bottom and the right side, leaving the top open. And if this won't slide down, I may need to trim it just slightly until it fits right down in there. Once I have those on, I'm going to come back and adhere this down only to the parts that are on the frame and the paper, and then I'll adhere the camera down too to the portion that's only on the paper. From my floral paper, I have cut 2 pieces that measure 2 1/8 by 4 1/4. I'll be placing one here on this little spine and one here on this little spine to finish the inside cover. Now it is time to put the pages in the album. So I have my stack of pages here. I'm going to flip over because I am going to start with the 4th page. Because there is so much bulk on that front cover, it doesn't lay flat. I like to start with the back pages first. Now, if you have never put a page on an album before, like if this is your first time building an album, you're going to open up your pocket here with your fingers, and you are going to guide it onto this hinge piece. So before you do your first one, it can be helpful just to kind of get the hang of what that process is like. But if you've made albums before, then this is something that you've done previously, it is fine to just go ahead and jump in. We are going to apply our adhesive to that 4th hinge on both sides here. Now, if you are using double-sided tape, make sure that this entire hinge piece is covered because you don't want your pages to come off of the hinge. I'm just going to take page 4, make sure it's in the right direction, that your corners are rounded on the right-hand side, and then go ahead and slide it right over that hinge. It should not slide any further than that score line. Once it's on that score line, go ahead and burnish down. I like to flip over and burnish on the other side as well. And press to make sure that that is on that hinge really well. So now we have our first page in the album, or I should say the fourth page in the album. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process with hinge number 3, applying my adhesive first on both sides. And then I am going to open up that pocket of my page and slide it right down over that hinge. Now I'm going to repeat that process for page 2 and then page 1, and I will come back once all of my pages are in the album. Here for covering my photo mats, I have taken this 12 by 12 paper here. I've cut it down the center, so I have two 6-inch pieces, and then I've cut this to 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, so I have 6 here. And then I did the same thing with my second piece of the floral paper. So I have 6 of the floral cameras, and then I have 6 of these, and I'm going to go through and start covering each of those photo mats and photo booklets. Now I'm going to go through one page at a time and show you which papers I've put where. So for the front of page 1, I have my photo booklet. I did go ahead and add 2 4x6 white mats to the inside. I've rounded the corners on the bottom part of the booklet, and I've rounded the corners on my mats. Now I'm taking one of the flower papers, the corners are rounded on the bottom. I'm going to place this here on the front. And then on the back side, I'm going ahead and using this picture here, this paper here. The bottom corners are rounded there, and I'm going to place that on the back of my photo booklet. Now, you do not have to place papers on the back side if you don't want to. You could always place another white mat here if you wanted additional room for photo space, or you could just leave it blank if you wanted to have the extra paper as well. Now, once my papers are on, I have 3 stickers here. So I have the snapshot, remembered in pixels, and a camera, and I'm going to just place these on my front of my photo booklet. So I'm going to put mine down here in the bottom right hand corner. Just like this. And then I'm going to place my photo booklet into the pocket on the page, and page 1 front is done. Now for the back of page 1, I am going to change up the order of things. I had these 2 cards in the pocket on the base of the page, but I'm going to change and take 1 card out. I'm going to be using this one. I've rounded all 4 corners. Now I have a black paper that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm going to place this on the front, and I've got a 3 by 4 white photo mat with the corners rounded, and I'm going to place this on the back. And for the large mat that already has that decorative flower cut part, or the flower fussy cut on it, I'm going to make sure that it is on the left hand side still, and then I'm going to place this paper here on the front side. This is going to go in the pocket, then I'm going to close the small flap, and this is going to hold that small flap closed. On this mat, I put Beauty, Moments That Matter, so those 2 stickers. I'll place that mat in the pocket first. Then with my small card, I'm going to place this here to keep that page closed. Now for the front of page 2, I have this photo mat here, and I'm going to be placing this floral paper on the front side. For this one, I've taken the die cut camera case, I've taken one of the lenses, and the sticker that says snapshots and memories. I've just layered them up down here on this bottom right hand corner. And that's going to slide right back into the pocket on the page. And on the back side of the page, we have our photo booklet. This is the piece that's going to go on the front of the booklet. I rounded the bottom 2 corners. And then for the back side, I have the camera paper that's on the back side of the floral paper, rounded those bottom 2 corners, and I'll place these 2 pieces on the booklet in the pocket. For my booklet, I've put capture and moment, then I've cut the from through the lens. So it says capture the moment, and hopefully it will be able to be read when it's in this pocket. It might be a little too far down. So if I put it in here, you will see capture at least, but I can put it out like this and you'll still be able to read the whole thing. But I'm going to tuck mine all the way down in there. Now for the front of page 3, we have our photo mat here, and this is what I'm placing on the front side, rounding all 4 corners. For this one, I've put my shot up here and my lens down here at the bottom. Then I'll place that right into the pocket. For the back side of the page, we have another photo booklet. So I'm going to be placing the camera paper on the front, rounding the bottom 2 corners. On the back, I'm using one of these pieces. It's one of the leftover pieces that didn't have any decorative papers. If you don't like the look of this, there is still paper left over from this that you could cut this piece here, or you could cut this piece here and replace that with this if you want something a little bit more decorative. For the front of the booklet, I chose the sticker Photographer, and then keep your focus, freeze the moment, make memories visible, finding beauty in every frame. Now, if you don't like the look of all these stickers, you don't have to put any. You could just put the Photographer sticker. I had originally planned just to put that in the center, but then I liked each of these messages. Then I'm going to place this under my belly band. For the front of page 4, I have another one of the floral papers that I'm going to place on the front of my photo mat. Now for this one, I chose the camera sticker, click, and story in a shot. I put them all on the top left corner. Now, one thing that I have been doing is trying to put these pieces, for the most part, on the sides so that you could actually put smaller photos on the front here too, if you chose to do so. Not that you have to do that, but if you want to add more photos, you do have room here that you could place a smaller photo, or even a small photo here and a small photo here. This is going to go up into this pocket on the front of page 4. Now for the back of page 4, I have my final photo mat. I've got my floral paper here, all 4 corners around it. I'm going to place this on the front here. Now for this one, I took the little sticker with the frame and I put it over this flower here. Now, if you don't have this specific paper on yours, you might not be able to do this, or you can frame a different flower, but I chose that, and then the frame-worthy sticker here, and I'm going to just go ahead and place this here in that pocket. I'll close that up and use my smaller photo mat to hold that closed. Now that all of those photo mats are done, we're going to go ahead one more time through all of these pages, add some additional stickers and finishing touches, and add some of the inserts into the pockets to wrap up everything in the tutorial. Now I'm going to go through the album one final time and show you all the finishing touches with the rest of the stickers that I've placed in my album. So I have life in a snapshot and one of the lens stickers here. I also took from my stash, I had some flowers. I'm pretty sure these are $49 and Market. I just had some left over from a previous album. I bought these, or I got these from Scrap and Create from one of the tutorials that I made for them, and I think they might be discontinued, but you can probably find something similar. So they were just this light aqua color, so I went ahead and grabbed these. Now you could use white flowers, you can use this aqua color, or you can just leave these flowers off if you don't have anything. I added this photo sticker here. Then here I added Picture Perfect. Now I made 4 of these. They are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. All the corners are rounded, and then the white mats are 6 by 4, corners are rounded, just for full-size photos or for 2 wallet-size photos or a wallet-size photo and some journaling. I'm not going to do any type of decorating on these. These are going to go right here in the pocket. Now the pocket is deeper than this, so you could make your photo mats larger, a little bit longer if you wanted to, or you could put a pull tab on it if you wanted to put a pull so that it's easier to pull out. I may end up adding some ribbon to those. I haven't decided yet. On the back side of the page, I've layered up some of the flowers here in the corner. I added the memory sticker here. And then I did add life in a frame as a sticker here on the base of the page. For the front of page 2, I've added my flower pieces here, create and capture. I put the timeless sticker here, the click sticker here, and I'm pretty sure I added this as well. This wasn't on here previously, so I added this is from the die cut assortment. It's open on top. And then my snapshots here. I'll place the second photo mat in the pocket between the front and back of the page. And flipping to the back side, I've put the portrait sticker here. I've layered up my flowers here. Love Your Vision sticker is here, and Our Memories sticker is here. I also added this. This is from the die cut, so it is open for the photo to slide behind it. On the front of page 3, I've layered up my flowers here. I added the "A picture is worth 1,000 words" sticker here. And the third photo mat is going to go in the pocket between the front and back of the page. For the back of page 3, I've added captured moments here as a sticker. I put the one flower and a leaf on the actual band part of the closure. And then in here, I added the photographer sticker on top of her. For the front of page 4, I put the Photos That Speak sticker on top here, and I layered up my flowers here. Then down here, I put the Feel the Frame sticker. And then here I have a camera sticker, and then photography is the beauty of life captured on the top or the bottom part of the pocket. The fourth photo mat is going to go in the pocket between the front and back of the page. On the back of page 4, I've put Eternal Moments as a sticker here. I've layered up my flowers here. And I've added Stories as a sticker here to the front of that photo mat. Now on the back cover, I put the focus sticker here, and I added a little lens sticker there. And then I have the Our Moments in Life sticker here and photo sticker. Now, unfortunately, where I put this little stamen in the middle of this flower, it keeps rubbing off on here. So I may end up having to put a piece of acetate in this photo frame because that could potentially ruin the photo. So that is all of the embellishing that I did to my album. Now I do have some stickers left. I have some of the die cuts left. I have the whole entire cut apart page from the paper pack left. Now, if you want to embellish more in your album, you can go ahead and do so. I like to go ahead and stand my album up like this where you can see that there is still room in here for your photos to fit down in here, and the pages will expand and allow that, and the album will still close completely. So that is all for my Mintay Photographer mini album tutorial series. I hope you have enjoyed the tutorial if you have followed along. I would love to hear your feedback or your comments, so please feel free to leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.